Hi everyone. Hi, good afternoon. It's in India, it's good afternoon. Welcome to this wonderful PTE workshop. I can see many previous names we have attended in our previous workshops like Abhay, Akash, Parneet. Welcome you all. So this workshop will start in a very short while. In between, I would like to know how many of you are already allied students. You can mention in the chat box. Chat box is open for all. You can drop your queries, which will be taken by our PT educator, Winnie. Hi, everyone. You can also unmute yourself. Myself. Okay. From Thanay Kumar. Okay. So you are our elite students, right? Yeah. Hi. Hi, Fatima. Yeah. That's the spirit. This workshop is going to be super productive, super educative, as you all know that you are here to know about PT tricks, tips, hacks to score high, which will eventually boost your chances to get a migration abroad, right? And this PT exam is super helpful for those candidates who want to develop their personalities as well. And I wish to know how is everything going? Yeah. Okay. So today's this workshop is being hosted by our PT educator, Winnie Rose Jacob. As you all know, Winnie is here. So Winnie has a great track record of helping many aspiring candidates score high in their PT journey. It's not just about 70 plus, 80 plus, even 90 plus. Yes? Am I right, Winnie? Hi, Winnie.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Ashutosh. Thank you so much. Yeah, we do have a very good track record. And the very recent students, they were like looking only for 65 for their AFRA registration, but still they got overall 90, by which like I am very happy. We didn't expect it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And as you all know, that here are many aspiring candidates who will again make you feel prouder again and again. So over
Yeah.
to you, Winnie.
Okay, thank you, Ashutosh.
Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction. So, hi guys, welcome to this PT webinar, and I hope I'm audible to all of you. And if there is has anyone already given the PT exam? Are you like looking for a like a score boosting? Can you just let me know? Is there anyone who have already given the PT exam? Can you just mention in the chat box, or you can just speak? Or are you all doing it for the first time, going for the PT exam for the first time?
Yeah,
Okay,
we are
only
going for the first time, ma'am.
first time. Okay, okay, okay. So I'll keep that in mind. Okay. So let me introduce myself. What is PT exam? Yes, I'll tell you what is PT exam. Okay, don't worry. So let me tell you my about myself. I am Winnie Rose Jacob. I am a PT trainer at Elite, and I'm also a certified PT trainer. And I have been training students at Elite like for the past 1 year. And we do have students from different parts of the world, like most of the opera students, opera and the KAPS students who pass from Elite join for our PT course. Okay, so first we'll move on to the webinar session. Okay, and if you have any doubts, okay, you can either message in the chat box, or you can ask me at the end. Okay, at the end we'll be having a Q&A session. At that time you can ask me all your doubts. Okay, you can clear all your doubts at that time. Okay, so someone with the name Motorola, you asked which stream, what did you mean? I didn't get your question. Whoever joined with the name Motorola, which stream? Can you just be more specific? Like, what did you mean?
Maybe he's asking which stream people are more likely to score high, biology or maths, something like that, isn't it?
It has nothing to do with that. It's nothing related to that. It's how only how good you are with English. That's it. Okay. So we do have students who are from engineering also, like engineers, then nurses. Okay. Not just the pharmacists. We have then also students who are looking for the student visa, like who just did their degree or plus two and wanting to go abroad. They are also joining the PT. So it's nothing related to what you have studied. It's just what you know about English and how well you can practice. Okay. So
यस
it's a
मैम.
general test. Yes, it's a general test.
मैम मेरा डाउट ये है, मतलब मैं अभी मतलब बैचलर ऑफ फार्मेसी कर रहा हूँ अभी.
Okay.
यस मैम, तो पीटीई एग्जाम का मतलब उसमें क्या रोल रहेगा, मतलब एग्जाम अगर मैं दूँ तो.
PT exam has nothing to do with your pharmacy background.
यस मैम.
Okay. It has nothing to do with your pharmacy background. It's just generally about English. It's not like the OET exam. So OET is related to your the medical profession. Okay.
यस
So in
मैम.
OET exam, it is an English proficiency test, but it is mostly related to a medical field. Okay. Only people from the medical field attend the OET exam. But PT is just like the IELTS exam. It's for the general people. Anyone can attend it.
ओके मैम.
Okay.
ओके
So
ओके.
we'll just start now. Okay. And you can ask all your doubts at the end. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible to you. Yes?
Yes, Vinny, it's very much
Yes.
visible.
Okay. So the first section is we'll see a exam overview. So what is PT exam? Okay. So, what is PT? So, the PT is the short form for Pearson Test of English. So, the Pearson Test of English are of different types. So, what we are dealing with is the PT Academic Exam. Okay. So, there is this one is PT Academic, which is attended by most of the people. Then we have the PT UKVI, which is for the student visa in UK. Then we have PT Core, which is for the Canadian migration, Canadian PR migration. Okay. So this Pearson academic exam, it is a fast paced. Okay. So it is a very fast exam. It won't take much time, just 2.5 hours. And it is a computer based English proficiency test, which is designed to assess real life English use in academic and professional environments. Okay. So it is a fast paced and computer based English proficiency test. Okay. And it is accepted by universities, governments, and professional bodies in Australia, Canada, UK, New Zealand, USA, and more. The test is conducted online at designated Pearson centers, and the results come out within 1 to 5 days. So the test is conducted online. Okay, there is no human examiner in this PT exam. So that is the biggest advantage of PT exam compared to OIT and IELTS. Okay, so there in the speaking, you have to sit in front of an examiner, but here there is no examiner. You just have to speak to the computer. Okay, and all the sections, that is all the sections of the PT exam, you have to do it together. It's not like so some sections together and the speaking on the next day, nothing like that. Everything happens together in that 2.5 hours. Okay. And the test is conducted like every day, 365 days a year, the test is conducted. So if you want to take the test tomorrow, you can book it today. If it's available in a center near you, you can book it today. Okay. And the results usually come within 1 to 2 days. So maximum of 2 days, and sometimes it can go up to 5 days. Okay. Then the AI based scoring ensures fairness and consistency. So the scoring is done by AI, that is artificial intelligence. There is no human scoring. Okay. So since AI is scoring you, it is the scores will be fair and consistent. Okay. And now there is some human intervention happening. Okay. And that happens only if the AI feels that you are using some by hearted template. Okay. So if you don't use any by hearted things, you just speak, there is nothing you have to be, you have to worry about. Okay. So if you just speak what you know and don't by heart anything, only the AI will be scoring you. Okay. And if you use something by hearted, then the AI will flag you and there will be a human examiner who will just go through your the content that you give. Okay. Then coming to the PT exam format. So the total time for the exam is approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, it will vary according to the number of questions each person get. Okay, so the total score is out of 90 and each section will be out of 90. Okay, so the total score is out of 90 and each section will be out of 90. And the number of questions you get will be in the range of 65 to 75. So if you get only 65 questions means you will complete it within 2 hours. Okay, so if it goes to 75, sometimes it can take up to 2.5 hours. Okay, so it depends upon person to person. Okay, and the question types is 22. So you have 22 different question types in the exam. And there are 4 sections. Okay, the exam is divided into 4 sections. The first is a personal introduction where you have to introduce yourself. Okay, there will be some questions given to you on the screen and you have to give a personal introduction based on the questions given to you. And this personal introduction is not scored. Okay, there is no score for the personal introduction. So no need to worry about it. But you have to like prepare a personal introduction beforehand before you go for the exam. Because so when you are applying for your like either it be for your student visa, like for the student visa you are applying to your an institution, for example. And when you're sending your PT score to the institution, okay, when you're asking the person to share your score to the institution, the person will share your score along with this personal introduction. Okay, so when they're sharing your score, PT score, they will also share your personal introduction. Okay, so that is the first time you can make a good impression about yourself, okay, to that institution. So always make sure you give a good personal introduction. Okay, don't think that, okay, this is not scored, so no need to prepare anything. Don't do that. Please do prepare a personal introduction before going for the exam. Okay, and then we have the speaking and the writing section together as one module. Okay, so the speaking and the writing questions will come together. Then we have the reading and then the listening. Okay, and there is no break in between. Okay, so if the exam is for 2 hours, there is no break in between. You can't take any break. So if in case of an emergency, you can take, like if you want to, like you are very thirsty, you want to take a break and you want to go and drink some water, you can go, but the timer keeps on going. Okay, and once the time is over, you have to leave the examination hall. Sometimes, so because of that, sometimes you might not be able to complete your test. So it's always better to train yourself to be there and write the whole test in a go. Okay, don't take any breaks in between when you are practicing the mock test. Okay, and coming to the scoring, the score is in the range of 10 to 90. Okay, the minimum score you get will be 10 and the maximum score is 90. So the score that you get by answering the questions is out of 80. So this 10 is equivalent to 0. Okay, even if you don't give any answers in any of the, so see here in the reading section, you don't attend any question from the reading, then also you'll get 10 marks. Okay, so 10 is equivalent to 0. Okay, and the marks that you get by answering the questions is out of 80. So the maximum mark is out of 90. And the scoring system in PT is very unique. That is the integrated scoring system. Okay, so in IELTS and OET and all. So if you are taking example of IELTS, so if you're going for the speaking section and you give all the answers correctly, you will get a good score with your speaking. But here in PT, the same question contributes marks to different sections. Okay, so if for example the question retail lecture, so the question retail lecture comes in your speaking section. So in retail lecture you have to, the basically the question is you have to listen to a lecture, take down the notes and retell it. You have to speak it. So here first you are listening to a lecture and then you are speaking. So two of your skills are involved there. Okay, so you get contribution to both your speaking and listening section. Okay, so even if you make some mistakes with a few questions and you try to you don't have to worry because you have many other questions which will help you to score, like improve your score. Okay, so that is the specialty of the integrated scoring. Okay, then Okay, so what are the high scoring question types? Okay, so first we'll see all the question types. Okay, so here given in the green color are all the speaking questions. Then in the red color are the writing, blue is the reading, and the last one is the listening questions. Okay, so in speaking we have 7 different question types. That is read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, retell lecture, answer short question, summarize group discussion, and respond to a situation. Okay, so these are the different speaking questions, and you can see these are the scores that they contribute towards the speaking section. So this answer short question, even though it is in the speaking section, it contributes scores only to the listening. Okay, so even though it is in the speaking section, it contributes score only to the listening. Okay, and you can see the questions that is repeat sentence. Okay, so the repeat sentence gives 12 marks. So out of 90, okay, or out of 80, 12 marks you get from repeat sentence for the speaking, and also the same question contributes 13 marks to your listening. Okay, so it is a very important question. And then the question describe image. So describe image is the most important question now for the speaking section because it contributes 25 marks. Just this question contributes 25 marks to your speaking section. Then we have the retell lecture. So retell lecture, as I have told earlier, this question gives 10 marks to speaking and 11 marks to listening. Okay. Then summarize group discussion. It gives 15 marks to speaking and 16 marks to listening. Then we have finally respond to situation, which gives 10 marks to the speaking section. So overall, you can see that except this read aloud and answer short question. So answer short question, it comes only in the listening section. So except read aloud, all other questions are very important for the speaking section. So if you want a good speaking score, you have to practice all these questions very well. Okay. And the questions repeat sentence, retell lecture, and summarize group discussion are very important for the listening also. So if you want to get a good score with the listening, you have to make sure you do all these questions also perfectly. Okay. Then coming to the writing section. So in writing section, we have only 2 question types. Okay. So one more thing, this read aloud, repeat sentence and all, it's not like you get only 1 question. Okay. So from repeat sentence, you will get 10 to 12 questions. In repeat sentence, you get 10 to 12 questions. Describe image, you will get 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 questions. Okay. Like that, there are different number of question types. Okay. And respond to a situation, you will get 2 to 3. Summarize group discussion, 2 to 3, like that. Okay. It's not just 1 question from 1 question type. Okay. So we have totally 22 different question types and you will get 65 to 75 total number of questions. Okay. Then coming to the writing section, we have 2 question types. That is summarize written text and write essay. Summarize written text, you get 2 questions. Okay. That is confirmed. Only 2 questions from summarized written text. And both those questions together contribute 22 marks to your writing. Okay. And 18 marks to your reading. Okay. So it is very important for your reading section also. This question, that is summarized written text, is very important for your reading section also. Then we have the write essay. Okay. So where you have to, a topic will be given and you have to write the essay. So this write essay gives 25 marks. Only 1 question, 25 marks. So that is the most important question for your writing section. Okay. So in writing, we have only 2 question types. Then coming to the reading section. So the 2 writing section questions are important. Okay. You can't leave anything. Everything is important there. Then coming to the reading section, we have 2 types of fill in the blanks. That is drop down blanks and drag and drop blanks. So these 2 are very important because they give 22 and 15 marks. Okay. So 22 and 15 marks. Is it to write or to type in? You have to type in. Okay. So since AI, so someone here, iPhone has asked a doubt whether you have to write the answer or type in the answer in writing session. So here I told you it is AI that is giving you score. So you have to type your answer. Okay. There is like the IELTS exam and all, there is no paper. Like you have a booklet to do the rough work. So because in the question like retell lecture, summarize group discussion, there everywhere you have to listen to some lectures and you have to take down the notes and then you have to speak. So there you need a booklet and pen. So they provide you a booklet and pen to take down the rough work. To do the rough work, they give you a booklet and pen. But for the exam, the answers you have to give to the computer. You have to speak to the computer. You have to type your answers. You have to read and give the answers there itself in the computer. Okay. So there is no other answer sheet. There is no answer sheet, but you will get a booklet to do the rough work. Okay, I think it's clear now. Then in the reading section, so the drop down and the drag and drop are very important. Okay, because those are the high scoring questions along with which one? This one, the summarized written text. So summarized written text gives you 18 marks. And there are some questions in listening also that gives score. We'll come to it later. Okay. So both the blanks are very important. Then we have reorder paragraph, which gives like 7 marks. Okay. So it is not that important, but medium. Then we have two MCQ questions, that is multiple choice, multiple answer, and multiple choice, single answer, which are not at all important, which gives only like 4 and 2 marks. So you can just select one answer and move forward in case of those questions. Okay. Then coming to the listening section. So in listening section, first we have a summarized spoken text. Okay. So in summarized spoken text, it is just like the retell lecture question where you have to listen to a lecture, but here you have to type it. Okay. You have to listen, take down the notes and then type your answer. So since you are typing, the scoring is for writing also. Okay. For writing and listening, there is score contribution. That is for writing, it gives 15 marks, and for the listening, it gives 8 marks. Okay. Then the other important questions are the fill in the blanks, type in. Okay. Then highlight incorrect words and write from dictation. Okay. So fill in the blanks, type in, highlight incorrect words and write from dictation are the other important questions in the listening section. Okay. So just give importance to those questions, and the other questions, that is multiple choice, multiple answer, then highlight correct summary, multiple choice, single answer, select missing words. You can just skip it. Not just skip it, just listen to it, give one answer and move forward. Okay. Don't waste your time with those questions. Okay. So this is the mark distribution for the listening section, where you can see the maximum marks comes from the write from dictation, that is 10 marks. Okay. Then we have the summarized spoken text, fill in the blanks and highlight incorrect words, and also the listening section, the speaking section. The speaking section contributes almost half of the marks to the listening section. Okay. So out of 90, you can see half of the marks comes from the speaking questions. So speaking questions are very, very important for the listening section. Okay. I hope the scoring is clear to you. Reading section. Okay. So in reading section, the fill in the blanks, drop down and fill in the blanks, drag and drop are the most important. Okay. So fill in the blanks, drop down gives you 22 marks and drag and drop gives you 15 marks. Okay. Along with that, summarize written text gives you 18 marks and highlight incorrect words gives you 10 marks. So the high scoring questions for your reading section are summarize written text, fill in the blanks, drop down, fill in the blanks, drag and drop, and highlight incorrect words from listening. So if you get a high score with these questions, just these many questions, you will get a good score for your reading section. Okay. So always you have to focus on the high scoring questions. So if you are lagging behind in any of the high scoring questions, you have to practice it more. Okay. Only if you practice more of the high scoring questions, then you can make sure you get a total good score. Okay. I hope it's clear to you. Okay. Then coming to the time management strategy. So timing is very important for the exam. Okay. For the PT exam, time is the major factor. Okay. So in the speaking section, all the questions are individually timed. Okay. Every question has individual timing in the speaking section. Then coming to the reading section, the questions are having a overall timing. So all the questions you have to complete within the given time. So you should give more priority to the high scoring questions. Okay. Then coming to the Writing section also, it is individually timed. Okay, summarize written text has this much time, write essay has this much time. So you have to utilize the given time wisely. Then in listening section, the first question, that is summarize spoken text, has an individual timing, because there you have to listen to the lecture and give the summary. So it has a individual timing. And all the other listening questions is having an overall timing. Okay, so there also you have to prioritize the questions. Give maximum time to the high scoring questions. So in the speaking section, I'm sorry guys, I'm having a bit of a throat pain issue. Okay, then okay, so in the speaking section, I told you there you have to either like listen to a question or you have to look into an image and give your answer. So once the recording begins, okay, when the recording begins, you can hear a beep sound. Okay, you will hear a beep sound when a recording begins. Then you have to start speaking. Okay, when the recording begins, you will hear a beep sound and you have to start speaking. If you don't speak for the first 3 seconds after the beep sound, after that, the recording will stop. So if you don't speak for the first 3 seconds after the beep sound, the recording will stop. Okay, nothing you say after that will be recorded. Okay, so always listen to the beep sound. And in between also, once you start speaking, don't pause for more than 3 seconds. So if you pause for more than 3 seconds, it will also reduce your score. Okay, and you have to use a good structured response for the describe image, retell lecture, and summarize group discussion. So for describe image, retell lecture, and summarize group discussion, you should have a good structured response. Never use a by-hearted template. Okay, you should have a good structured response. So for the describe image, there should be an introduction, and you have to say what type of image it is. Then you have to describe the image, and at the end you have to give a conclusion. The same way goes for retell lecture and summarize group discussion. Summarize group discussion. There should be an introduction, then a body should be there, then a conclusion. So these three are very important to make sure you get a good score with those questions. Okay, and make sure you have enough time to say the conclusion. So one thing that I have seen with the students is that, so when they are doing a describe image, so in describe image you will see an image and you have to describe it in your own words. So there you have to first give an introduction, describe it. So the describe image question is only for 40 seconds. So once they give the introduction, they just keep on giving the description. They don't look into the time. Okay, and they won't get time to say the conclusion. But one thing you have to make sure is that conclusion is also very important. Only if the AI hear your conclusion, you will get a good score. Okay, so conclusion is also very important. Don't just keep on describing the image. You have to give the conclusion also. Okay, make sure you have at least 4 to 5 seconds to conclude. Okay, then if you are stuck on something, so you have started describing and you get stuck in between with one point, don't stop there. Okay, so you have to just move on. Okay, you have to just jump to the next point, because AI focuses maximum on fluency. Okay, so fluency is what matters the most in your speaking section. So if you get stuck on something, just jump to the next point. Okay, don't just think thing like that. Okay, we have to jump to the next point. Can we see the time on the screen? Yes, you can see the time on the screen. On the top right side, you can see the question numbers and the time remaining. Okay, so the total time you can see on the top of the screen, and for the individual questions, the timing you can see on the middle of the screen. Okay, individual question means for the speaking questions. When you're doing the speaking, once the recording starts, you can see the timer on the middle of the screen. Okay, and you have to maintain a constant flow without any pauses. That you should not pause too much in between. Okay, if you do too many pauses, it will affect your fluency. Okay, so don't take too many pauses. Keep a constant flow, just like how you're reading a book. Okay, that should be your flow. Okay, and move on to the next question immediately after speaking. So think that you are doing a retell lecture question. For retell lecture, you have 40 seconds and you finish speaking within 35 seconds. Don't sit and relax for the next 5 seconds. Okay, so don't think like, okay, there is no break in between. I'll take a break now. For the 5 seconds, I'll just take a break. Okay, don't do that. So if there is no speaking during the recording, okay, so you completed within 35 seconds and the next 5 seconds, there is no speaking, then it will reduce your fluency score. Okay, so once you finish one question, straight away click on the next button. Okay, and another important thing is there is no going back. Okay, so once you complete one question, that is over. There is no going back in the PT exam. Okay, and you can't listen to any question again. Okay, once you so for the written lecture, you listen to the lecture, you didn't understand anything, you can't repeat it, you can't listen to it again. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you go for the exam. Then coming to the writing section. So in writing, we have two types of questions, that is summarized written text and essay. So in summarized written text, a big paragraph will be given to you on the screen. You have to summarize it. You have to summarize it and type it there. Okay. So the total time you get there is 10 minutes. So in the first minute, you have to plan. You have to make a plan. You have to go through the whole text and decide on what all points you are going to type. And for the next 7 minutes, you have to type. Within the 7 minutes, you have to complete your typing. And in the next 2 minutes, you have to do the proofreading. Proofreading is very important. You have to read it again and again and make sure there are no spelling and grammar mistakes. Okay. And you have to make use of the connectors such as furthermore, moreover, or additionally. Okay. So furthermore, moreover, and additionally are usually used when you have to give more ideas. When you have to add more sentences, we use these connectors. So in summarized written text, you have to write the summary in a single sentence. Okay. In a single sentence, you have to write the summary. So you always make use of the connectors, these connectors to form a single sentence. Then coming to the essay, the total time you get is 20 minutes. Okay, the total time to write the essay is 20 minutes. And in the first question, you have to understand the question. Okay, read the question thoroughly and understand what they are asking. Okay, so if you missed something from the question, so you read the question and straight away went to answer it, but you missed some portion of the question, you lose your score. Okay, so you have to make sure you answer to the question. Whatever they are asking, you have to answer it. For example, if they are asking, like giving you a problem, okay, a problem that is faced by people in their day-to-day life, and what are the solutions for it. So you read the question and you saw what are the problems, and you didn't give the solution. So you are missing half of the answer. So they want both the problem and what are the solutions for it. So if you're missing something means your score will go down. Okay. So you have to understand the question thoroughly. Then you have to organize your ideas. Okay. So when you're writing an essay, okay, when you're writing an essay, you have to give an introduction. There should be two body paragraphs and a conclusion. So in the given notepad or the booklet, you have to note down the ideas, what all things you are going to write. Okay. And then you have to start typing and finish it within the next 17 minutes. Okay. Within the next 17 minutes, you have to finish typing the essay. So now we have completed like 18 minutes. So there are 2 more minutes, and in that time you have to proofread it. Okay. Proofread for 2 minutes. This is very important. So whenever you're practicing your essay, make sure you try to complete it within the 17th or 18th minute. Okay, because proofreading is very important. When we are typing, sometimes there can be spelling mistakes, spellings that we know, but the mistakes happen because of the typing mistakes. Okay, so only if you read it, you will find it. So give time for proofreading. Use a structure for the essay writing. That's what I told you. There should be an introduction, two body paragraphs, and a conclusion. And use academic tone. Okay, so whenever you're writing an essay, you have to use the academic words only. So the words that we use while we make a casual talk, don't use such words. Okay. And always keep the sentences clear and not overly complex. Okay, don't make the sentence overly complex and twist the meaning. Okay, make the sentences simple and clear. Use linking words like however and moreover for a good transition. Okay, so use linking words for a good transition in the essay. Then in the reading section, you have to focus only on the high scoring question types. Okay, so I told you the MCQs, the multiple choice, multiple answer and single answer doesn't give much marks to you. So you can just skip it entirely. Skip it entirely means once you see the multiple choice question, straight away select one answer and move forward. Okay, within 10 seconds, you have to move to the next question. Okay, don't spend more than 10 seconds for the multiple choice question. Even if you're looking for a high scoring, that is 85 plus or 90, overall 90, or you are looking for a 65 score also, you can skip it entirely. Okay, don't worry about that question. And for the fill in the blanks drop down, okay, you have to don't spend more than 1.5 to 2 minutes. Okay, even if it's a very tough question, you have to complete it within 2 minutes because the reading section is having an overall timing. Okay, so if you keep on doing one question for more time means you are losing the time for the other questions. Okay, so complete every question, the drop down question within 2 minutes. And the fill in the blanks drag and drop don't take more than 1.5 minutes. And the reorder paragraph maximum of 1 minute, not more than that. Then for the fill in the blanks, you have to quickly skim through the passage and select the answers. Okay, first you have to quickly skim through the passage. You have to understand the context, what is being said in the passage, and then only select the answers. Okay, so once you quickly go through the passage, you will understand the context, what is being said there. Then it will be easier for you to select the answers. That is the main thing you have to keep in mind while doing the fill in the blanks in the reading section. Then you should have a good vocabulary. Okay, your vocabulary should be very good. Only then you will be able to select the correct answer. So if you don't know the meaning of some words, it will be very difficult for you. And you should have a good knowledge about collocations. Okay, so vocabulary and collocation knowledge is very important for the reading section. Okay, then coming to the listening section. Here also you have to focus only on the high scoring questions. Okay, so the summarized spoken text, I told you it is having an individual timing of 10 minutes because you are listening to a question and then you have to type the summary. And the rest of the questions are having an overall timing. So that's why I told you have to focus only on the high scoring questions. So for summarized spoken text, you have to make sure you take down the notes very quickly. Okay, while the lecture is going on, take down the notes and you have to follow the same strategy as summarized written text. For the first 1 minute, you have to quickly read what you have written. Okay, quickly go through what you have written. Then for the next 7 minutes, you have to type it. And the last 2 minutes, you have to proofread it. Okay, proofreading is very important here. And for the fill in the blanks, type in. Now there are double and triple word blanks. Okay, so earlier before August, there were only single word blanks. So in fill in the blanks, type in means there will be a passage, there will be some blanks in between. And when you the same thing, you can listen to the audio. Okay, so the same audio will be played. Okay, and while you're listening to the audio, you have to keep your eyes on the screen and see what are the words that comes in the blank. Listen to the words that comes in the blank, note down it, and once the audio is over, you have to type it. Okay, so earlier there were only single word blanks, only one word were there, but now we can see there are sometimes 2 words and sometimes 3 words are also there. So you have to be extra careful when you listen to the audio. Okay, so you hear one word and don't just straight away start writing it. You have to listen carefully and see whether the next word is also next word is there in the passage or is it missing. So if it's missing means you have to type that word also. Okay. Then for the highlight incorrect word, you have to make sure you follow the audio with the cursor. So in highlight incorrect word, there also you will have a passage and some words will be incorrect. Okay, and you will listen to the audio of the same passage. While you're listening to the audio, you have to find the incorrect words. Okay, so while you're listening to the audio, you have your cursor should move with the audio. Okay, the cursor should move with the audio only, then you will be able to click on the incorrect words. So don't just put the cursor on one side and keep on listening and reading it. Okay, you have to make sure your cursor moves along with the audio. Only then you will be able to select all the incorrect words. Then comes write from dictation. So in write from dictation, here you have to listen to a sentence and you have to type the answer. Okay, you have to listen to a sentence and then you have to type the same thing. Okay, so here you have to this write from dictation is very important question because it gives score for both your listening and also your writing, and it comes at the end of the listening section. So don't waste your time with the less important questions so that you don't get time for the write from dictation. Okay, so you have to save enough time to complete the task. So how you can do that? Practice maximum number of mock tests. Okay, only if you practice the mocks, you will have the time management efficiency. Okay, and for fill in the blank and highlight incorrect word, don't take your eyes from the screen. Okay, that's what I told you at first. Don't take your eyes from the screen. Your eyes should be glued to the screen. Only then you will find the answers. Then in listening, we have the low priority questions are the multiple choice questions. So multiple choice, we have multiple answer and single answer question. Then select missing word and highlight correct summary. So these questions are the low priority questions. And once you are doing those questions, listen to the audio. And once the audio finishes, you have to select the answer within the next 10 seconds. Okay. Once the audio is over, select the answer within the next 10 seconds and move to the next question. Okay. Don't waste your time with the low priority questions. Then what are the secrets behind 85 plus scores? How can you score a 85 plus in the PTE exam? So coming to the speaking section, fluency is what matters the most. Okay. So in the speaking questions, once you start practicing a few questions, you will understand how to get a good content score. Okay. So once you do a few describe image questions, you'll understand what to focus on. If it's a graph, you'll know you have to say about the highest value, lowest value, make some comparison. You will understand that. Okay. And you will get a good content score. But what matters more is the fluency. Okay. Fluency is the having the maximum weightage. Okay. The maximum weightage is given to fluency. Okay. So fluency matters a lot. So how can you get a good fluency? Practice as many questions as you can and practice daily. Okay. Speaking questions require daily practicing. Okay. So the PTE's AI gives maximum weightage to fluency and not the accent or content. Okay. Content is important. Okay. But fluency is more important. And accent doesn't matter at all. Okay. So people attend the PT exam from different parts of the world, and everyone have different accent. Okay. People from, like, if we are considering just the people from India, the people in different states have different accents. But that doesn't matter. You don't have to change your accent. Just make sure you do the correct pronunciation. Pronunciation is very important, and accent doesn't matter. Okay. So don't change your accent. Don't imitate any accent. Okay. No need to imitate any accent. The PT's AI will recognize your accent. Okay. Don't worry. The PT's AI will recognize your accent. It will understand your accent. Just make sure you do the correct pronunciation. Okay. And you have to maintain a continuous speed without breaks longer than 3 seconds. So I told you, if you take long breaks means it will affect your score, and you have to maintain a continuous speech. Okay. You should go continuously, and don't do any in between. Okay. You have to avoid these fillers. So if these comes, it will lower your fluency score. And instead of this, you can use the connectors like furthermore, moreover. Okay. So you are speaking, doing your speaking, and you want to do a small thinking, say a furthermore there, or a moreover, or an additionally. Okay. And don't correct yourself. Okay. So once you start speaking and then you recognize that you made a mistake, don't correct it. Okay. In mid sentence, don't correct it. It will reduce your fluency. So you started speaking a sentence, you stopped there, went back and started again. It will reduce your fluency score. Okay. So even if you find out that you made a small mistake, just keep going. Okay. Keep going. That is what matters more. Okay, your fluency is what matters more. So don't correct. And another thing is your speed. Okay, if you go too fast means your pronunciation will drop. Okay, the AI won't understand your pronunciation. If you go too slow, your fluency will decrease. So what should you do? You should have a steady rhythmic tone. Okay, when you speak, you should have a steady and rhythmic tone. Then, coming to the writing section, you have to stick to the word limit. Okay, so the writing section, the questions have their own word limits. So for the write from dictate, summarized written text, you have to write within 75 words, and essay 200 to 300 words. So you have to make sure you stick to that word limit, and you have to use only academic wordings, and make use of transition phrases like furthermore, in contrast, or consequently. Okay, always make use of the transition phrases when you're writing an essay. Okay, and always go for the simple and error free sentences. Don't use too complex sentences. Make sure it is error free. There aren't any grammar or spelling mistakes. And always avoid overly long or complicated lines. So if you try to make some complicated lines, sometimes you will twist the meaning. Okay, unknowingly you will twist the meaning. So don't do that. And adhere to the essay structure. So when you're writing the essay, you have to adhere to the structure. That is, there should be an introduction, two body paragraphs, and a conclusion. And always mention examples in both the body paragraphs of the essay. So the examples are very important for the essays. So always try to include some examples when you're writing the essay. It will instantly boost your score. Then coming to the reading. So the fill in the blanks questions, both the fill in the blanks are the highest scoring questions. So you have to focus there. Okay, practice more of the fill in the blanks and give more time to the fill in the blanks when you do the mocks. Understand the context and select the answers accordingly. Okay, so understanding the context in the fill in the blanks is very important, and then you have to answer accordingly. Understand the context and then select your answers. Build a strong collocation. So the collocation means the words that comes together, the words that usually comes together. So if you know the collocations, okay, if you have a good knowledge about the collocations, it will help you to find the correct blanks. So some of the collocations are play a role, highly effective. Okay, so these are collocations, the words that usually comes together. Okay, so if you have a good collocation, if you know the collocations correctly, and if you have a good vocabulary, it will help you to get a good reading score. And in the reading section, skip the MCQs quickly to save the time. So when you see the MCQ, select one answer, move forward. And you have to practice vocabulary and grammar patterns daily. Okay, so if you don't have a good vocabulary, or if you are not good with the grammar, you have to practice it daily. So in the Alpha PT portal where we are practicing, we have a vocabulary bank which you can make use if your vocabulary is not that perfect. Okay. Then coming to the listening section, here also you have to prioritize the high scoring questions, because other than the summarized spoken text question, all other questions are having an overall timing. Okay, so prioritize the questions and do the questions. So for summarized spoken text, use a structured template. Here you have to follow a structured template and stick to the word limit. So here the maximum words you can use is 70 words. So you have to stick to that. If you write 71, then there will be a penalty. Okay, so make sure you don't write more than 70 words here. Then for highlight incorrect words, you have to follow the audio cursor method. Okay, so wherever the audio is going, the cursor should go with it. Then for write from dictation, write extra words if necessary. So in write from dictation, you can write extra words. There is no negative mark for extra words. So if you are not sure about the answers, you have answer means the spelling of the words, you can give in extra words. And also when you are writing the write from dictation, always give extra articles. So the articles are a and the. Okay, a and the are the articles. So whenever you're writing an answer for the write from dictation question, always give extra articles, and don't forget to give the full stop. Full stop is very important. Okay, then to have a good listening skill, what you have to do is listen to the English audios. Okay, don't watch any films. Okay, if you watch the films means you will go to look into the subtitles given there. Okay, so just listen to the English audios like TED Talks or any good podcast for training your ear. Okay, to understand the different accents. In the exam, you have to listen to different accents. Okay, people from different countries or different aged people. Okay, sometimes you will get a very old man's accent. Okay, so it's very difficult for you. So you have to train your ears, okay, to listen to different accents. Okay, then what are the most of major hidden mistakes? Okay, hidden mistakes that we usually see in the answer. So for the speaking, pausing too much. Okay, so if you don't practice a lot, there will be a lot of pausing. Okay, it will reduce your fluency score. Okay, students just keep on pausing in between when they look into a describe image question. They know the answer, but they just keep on pausing. So what you have to do, you have to practice a lot. And also speaking too slowly. Okay, so if you're going too slowly means it will also reduce your fluency score. Overthinking the content. Okay, so here for example, if it's a describe image and if it's an image of a water cycle, okay, a water cycle, that is the water evaporates, it forms clouds, and it then comes down as rain and then go to the sea. Okay, that is the water cycle, right? So the image is given there and you start describing and then you speak about the scientific side of that. That is overthinking and overspeaking. That is not necessary here. You just have to describe the image that is given to you. Okay, just describe the image that is given to you. So here I just want to add one more thing, that is how the AI will give you score. Okay, so I told you AI is what is giving you the score. So how AI gives you the score is that the same question that you are answering might have answered by a lot of other people, thousands or 10,000s of people. Okay, or more than that. Okay, so the AI will compare your answer with that of others. Okay, so if it's the answer of that water cycle, describe image water cycle, the AI will compare your answer with the answer of the other people and see how much of your answer is similar to similar to the majority of the people. Okay, so the AI compares your answer with the other people and see how much of your answer is similar to that of others, and then gives a score regarding by looking into the similarity. Okay, so how much of your answer is similar to that of the others is how much you get the score for the content. Okay, so you just have to make sure you think like others. So just think, okay, how others will answer this question and then give the answer. Okay, don't give so many unique things. Don't tell the things that only you know, or don't tell anything related to something related to that. Just describe what is given there. Okay, so don't overthink anything. And incorrect microphone position. Okay, so in the exam you will have a headset with a microphone. Okay, headphone with a microphone, and if your microphone positioning is not correct, so if it goes near your nose, what happens? All your breathing sounds will be recorded. So it should be near your lips, not near your nose. Okay. And another thing is self-correction while speaking. So if you do a lot of self-correction while you speak, it will reduce your fluency score. Okay. Then coming to the writing mistakes, the first thing is forgetting the word limit. So once the students start typing, they just forget the word limit, and if for the essay if it is 300 words, sometimes they go beyond 300, and for summarized written text if it's 75, they go beyond 75. Okay, so if that happens, your score will just go down. Okay, so you have to always make sure you stick to the word limit, and don't worry, you don't have to count the words. Okay, no need to count the words. Your word count will be shown on the screen. Just make sure you look into that word count every now and then. Okay, so before submitting the answer, you have to make sure your word limit is correct. And also for the essay, the word limit is 200 to 300. So if you write only 199 words, that will also reduce your score. So you have to make sure you stick to the word limit. And there is no paraphrasing. So paraphrasing means what? Writing the same ideas in a different sentence. Okay. So when you are writing about an essay and all, don't write the same sentences again and again. Okay. You have to paraphrase it. Okay. That is when you are writing the essay heading. So the essay heading, you have to write it in all the paragraphs. You have to mention it in the paragraphs. But don't write the essay heading as it is in all the paragraphs. You have to paraphrase it. You have to make some changes and write it. And repetition of ideas. Never repeat anything. Okay, in the essay writing, don't repeat anything. Okay, you have to write new things. Okay, then the grammar mistakes. Grammar mistakes you have to always avoid by proofreading and not following the template. Okay, so there should be a structured template for the essay. So that template you have to follow. That is, there should be an introduction, two body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Then, what are the reading mistakes? So, spending too long on the MCQs. So, I told for the reading, it is overall timing. And if you spend too much time in the MCQs, you won't get time to do the fill in the blanks. So, use your time wisely. And if you have a weak vocabulary, okay. So, if your vocabulary is very weak, it will also affect your scores. And not using collocations. If you don't know the collocations properly, it will also reduce your score. So make sure you have a good vocabulary, you have a good knowledge about the collocations, and your grammar is good for the reading section. Then coming to the listening section, you have to take down the notes effectively. If you don't take the notes, you won't be able to give the answer. And missing the negative words. So make sure so when you're doing the highlight incorrect words, make sure your cursor goes along with the audio so that you don't miss anything. And for write from dictation, not reviewing the spellings. You have to proofread for write from dictation. Only if you proofread in write from dictation, you'll get the correct score, because these two are very high scoring questions. So you have to be very extra careful when you give the answers there. Then study plan. Okay, so some people ask, like, can I follow a 1 week study plan? So if you're, like 1 week or 2 weeks. So if you are someone who is just trying to improve your score, so you know all the strategies and you just want to improve your score, okay, 1 or 2 weeks are okay. But if you are a fresher, okay, and you don't know anything about the PT exam, you don't know the question types, you don't know the strategies, then you take at least 1 month. Okay, 1 month or 1.5 months for a proper practice. Okay, so proper practice means you have to practice every day. Every day practice is very important for the PT exam. Okay, so you practice for like Monday to Thursday you practice, then you take a break on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if you start again on Monday, means you won't get that fluency. Okay, you won't get that fluency. And when you're doing the listening questions, your listening skill won't be that proper. Okay, so even if you don't have any time, practice at least the major questions on those days. Okay, if you don't get time to practice everything, at least practice the major questions, the high scoring questions on those days. Okay, so once you start practicing, you have to keep on practicing till you complete the exam. So here is a 1 month study plan for the freshers. So in the first week, you have to understand the strategies and start practicing. So there are a lot of strategies you have to follow for each question type. Okay, there are so many rules and regulations for each question type. So you have to understand the strategies and then you have to practice all the questions, all the question types. And in the week 2, you have to complete as many prediction questions as possible. So there are so many prediction questions. Prediction questions are the questions that are predicted to come in the exam and that have already appeared in the exam. Okay, so these are the questions that can come for your exam. So you have to complete as many prediction questions as possible in the second week. And you have to start doing the sessional mocks. Sessional mocks means all the section wise, that is speaking questions. The questions that give scores to the speaking comes together in the sectional mocks, like that. And you have to, you start doing a speaking sectional mock, and once you complete 2 to 3 sectional mocks and you analyze your score, then you can see sometimes you will be scoring like very low with only one question type. that is, for example, respond to a situation. So if you're getting very low score for respond to a situation, then you have to practice that question more. Practice that question type more. And at the same time, you have to keep on practicing the other questions. Give a little bit more weightage to the question types that you are lacking the scores. Then in the third week, you have to start with the full marks. Okay, start doing the full marks and do more sessional marks for the low scoring sections. So if you are keeping on getting low scores for the writing section, then you have to practice more of the writing sectional marks. Okay, that is the third week. And in the fourth week, you have to practice only the full marks. Every day you have to practice at least one full mark till you go for the exam. Okay, so that should be your study plan. Then this is one of the doubts that usually students ask. What is the score requirement for the AFRA registration? Okay, so this is something that I have just copy pasted from the AFRA's website. Okay, so the minimum overall score requirement is 66. Okay, so for the PTE, the minimum overall score required for the AFRA registration is 66, and you should get a 66 for listening, reading, and speaking. Okay, overall score should be 66 and listening, reading and speaking should get a 66. And writing can be up to 56. Okay, writing score can be up to 56. And for the AFRA registration, okay, this is just for the AFRA registration, you can club 2 scores. Okay, the clubbing is possible. But when you are clubbing 2 scores, okay, nothing should be below 56. Okay, no score should be below 56. So if you want to club 2 scorecards, you can do it, but nothing should be below 56. Okay, so this is just for the AFRA registration. If you're looking for the PR, you can't club. Okay, and sorry, for the PR, this is the score requirement. Okay, for to get 20 points, that is the superior English. The listening score is 69, reading 70, writing 85, and speaking 88. Okay, for proficient English, where you get 10 points, the listening is 58, reading 59. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, guys, for the break. Okay, so for a good score in the proficient English, that is together 10 points. You need 58 marks in listening, and for the reading 59, writing 69, and speaking 76. And for the competent English, so for competent English, you can get any points for the PR, but you can apply for the PR. Okay, so for that you need 47 marks in listening, 48 in reading, 51 in writing, and 54 in speaking. Okay. Then coming to the PT course that I like. So for the course duration, it is for 1 month. Okay, our course duration is 1 month, and we have live interactive Zoom classes. That is from Monday to Saturday, we have live classes. And we also have one-to-one sessions. If you want any more help from my side, we can have one-to-one sessions. And also, if you can't come for the live class, we have access to the recorded sessions.
Yes, Thanay Kumar. Your question will be answered in a short while. As you all know, your PT trainer Vinny is having some sore throat. So, as you all know that the duration of this course is going to be 1 month. It will be live interactive classes on a Zoom platform, Monday to Saturday. You will also be able to get one-on-one feedback, which is very helpful in your journey of understanding where you stand when it comes to your learning and your progress. Hey, Vinny, she's
Hi,
back.
hi, hi. I'm so sorry.
No
I'm very
worries.
much
We
having
all
a
know
very
that you
because
are having some bad throat.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. So if you can't come for the live sessions, we have recorded sessions. Okay, you can access it anytime. And we have regular mock tests and performance analysis. And the portal that we use is Alpha PT portal. And once you enroll, you have access for 2 months. Okay, course duration is 1 month, but you have portal access for 2 months. And our next batch we start on the coming Wednesday, that is the 3rd of December. Okay, and someone asked some question. What was that? Superior
It's
and
like,
competent English. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So when you're if you're looking for a PR pathway, okay, so there it is like you have points. Okay, so you get points for your age, for your qualification. Okay, then if you have the NATI score, you have that point. Okay, so from your English proficiency, you get maximum of 20 points. Okay, so for the English proficiency, you get maximum of 20 points. And if you need that 20 points, that is known as superior English. So to get that score, this is what you need from your PTE. Okay, you should need, so out of 90, you should get 88 for speaking, 85 for writing, 70 for reading, and listening 69. So earlier it was 79. Okay, if you get 79 plus for all the modules, you get superior English, that is 20 points. Okay, and for proficient English, there you get 10 points. So to get 10 points in your PR, this is the score requirement. Okay, that is for speaking unit 76, writing 69, reading 59, and listening 58. Okay, and for competent English. So for competent English, you can't get any score. Okay, you can submit your PR for your PR. You can submit the EOI, but you won't get any score from your English proficiency. Okay, and this is the score requirement required. So the maximum score you get from your PT, from your English test is 20 points. And if you need 20 points, this is the score requirement that is needed. Okay. So for the PR, you can't club your scores. That is what I told you at first. For the AFRA registration, you can club the scores, but for PR, you can't club it.
Hi guys, if you have any other query, you can mention in the chat box and Vinny will be taking your queries in a short while.
Which point you want to repeat? Clubbing, yeah, clubbing only for the AFRA registration. Okay, so for the AFRA registration, you can club your score. That is, I told for the minimum score requirement is listening, reading, and speaking requires 66 and writing 56. So if you write the exam and you don't get 66 for listening, then you got only 60. Then you have to write it again. Okay, and in the next time you are getting 66 for listening, but for reading you are getting only 60. Then you can club both the scores. Okay, so club, that is what is meant by clubbing. You can use both the scores together for the AFRA registration, but that is not possible for your PR. Okay, so the fees here is for the 1 month coaching, it is 200 AUD plus 10% GST, so total 220 AUD. Okay, any other doubts, anyone?
Yes, guys, feel free to drop your queries. It will be answered directly by Winnie.
Any other doubts? Anyone? Fees, fees in INR. INR, I think it comes around between 12K to 13K, I think.
Yes, Nikun has mentioned 12,750.
Yeah, 12,750. Yes. It's 220 AUD. Anything else?
Abhishek is asking what does PR mean? PR means, I think, permanent residency.
Yes, for a permanent residency. So that's why people are writing the PT exam. PT exam for the AFRA registration or the PR pathways, different PR pathways. Fee structure is 220 AUD. Anything else?
220 AUD for 1 month, right?
Yes, 1 month, but you have portal access for 2 months. You can practice for 2 months. So see, you come for 1 month coaching, and if you are not attending the exam right after the coaching, you can keep on practicing till you go for the exam. It's like a buffer time for you, because you have to keep practicing till you go for the exam. Only then you can get a good score with your fluency and all. Okay, so that's why we are giving you portal access for 2 months. What is PTE? PTE is Pearson Test of English. So it is a English proficiency test that is conducted by Pearson. So that's why the name PTE. Pearson Test of English. Anything else?
Any
So guys,
other queries, guys? You can
so we are
directly
starting our
speak
new batch
to
on
me.
this December 3rd, the coming Wednesday. So if you are interested, please do message us. Okay. And
Ruxar is asking
yes, the
something.
PTE score for superior English and proficient English is different. Yes, that is why there is a difference in the score, the points. So if you want 20 points, if you want the maximum scores for while you are submitting for your PR, this is the score that is required for your PT. And if you get this much a score in this range, you'll get only 10 points. Okay, so so everyone needs the maximum scores for their PR, right? So if you want the maximum scores, you should aim for the 20 points, and this is the score requirement for that. Okay. Yes, we
Okay,
have
Tanay
new
is
batch each
asking.
month. We have a new
Yeah,
batch.
so
Yes, every month we start a new batch. Every month starting, we start a new batch. Then how can international candidates relocate and do internship program after passing OPRA exam? Okay, okay, dear. Our admin team will contact you if you want to know more about relocation and doing the internship. Okay. AFRA
yes,
registration
guys, you
also.
can contact the PIN numbers on the chat box. And for APRA registration as well, we also provide services. You can contact to our admin team.
Yes. And for the PT exam, the PT exam fees is different in different countries. Okay. So like we can't a normalized rate is not there. Like in Australia, it will be one rate. India, it will be another. And UAE, it will be another. Okay. So it depends upon the country where you are writing the exam. PT exam fees in India is around 17,000. But if you go to like UAE, it is double, like 28,000, 29,000 something. Indian, when we convert to Indian money. Okay, so it differs from country to country. Anything else? Can we get this in one go? Okay, that's what I told you. If you practice, okay, uh, if you practice every day, okay, if you practice every day and you go for the exam right after you're practicing, okay, so if you join the course for 1 month and within like 1 month course is over, and within 1 or 2 weeks you go for the exam, you will surely get a good score if your English is good. If you have a good grammar, if you have a good knowledge about grammar, if you have a good vocabulary, then everything will be fine. Separate session on 491 visa. Okay. Does PT score decide what type of visa we get? No. PT score has nothing to do with the type of visa. Okay, the type of visa you have to decide. Okay, when you are applying, you have to decide which visa you are going to apply. Okay, so the PT score will just boost your points. That's it. Anything else? So if you guys want separate sessions on the visas, maybe we can do one webinar like that. The admin team will do one webinar.
Yeah, our admin team guides candidates based on their relocation, visa, and many other queries. You can directly contact the admin team. I think the number is already being shared on the group chat. You can get it there, or if
Can you just share it again, Ashutosh?
yeah, I'll ask our other
Yeah, I
members
think
to share that.
Rupan's messages here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pasted it. Yeah, okay. Ashutosh also pasted it. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, guys. Anything else?
Okay, I think many people are already aware. So thank you, Winnie. Thank you for sharing
Okay.
your years of wisdom of PT examination and preparation. It was very insightful and helpful for these candidates. If there is any query, you can still ask Winnie. She's there. Yeah, the Ruxar is
Thank you,
saying that
Ruksha.
thank you for your information. Thank you. Do not hesitate, guys. If you have any query, you can directly ask.
Thank you, Dilip.
Okay. Priyanshu, is there anything you want to say? How many time PT exam was
How
conducted?
many time PT exam? So PT exam is conducted like every day. Every day. Okay. So Priyanshu, can you just mute yourself? Okay. Thank you, Priyanshu. So PT exam is conducted like 365 days a year. Okay. So consider there is a Piazza Center near your place. So every day there will be having like a morning session. Okay. Morning. And by noon, there will be another session. Evening, there will be a session. So every day, 3 sessions will be there. And in 3 sessions, at least 10 students can take the PT exam. So every center, at least 30 students can attend the PT exam every day. And in some centers, like they go on till midnight. Okay. So for if it's a working people, but it's not available everywhere. Okay. In some places, the PT exams go on till midnight. Okay. So every day there is the PT exam going on in every PT center. Okay. There is no holiday for them. And you can take, I think, like 12 exams, I think you can take every year. To improve your score, if you want, you can take 12 exams. Anything else?
I think, Winnie, we can sum it
Yeah.
up. Thank you. Thank you for guidance. And for those candidates who want to know more about examination, the pattern, and many other things, they can directly contact to our admin team. They are available 24/7. How many attempts we
How many
have?
attempts? Yeah, yearly 12. That if you want to take 12 exams in a month itself, you can take it. No problem. But in 1 year, in 365 days, you can take only 12 exams. That is the only rule. Okay. Okay, dear. Validity is 2 years. Okay. From the date of writing the exam, 2 years is the validity. Yes, you can proceed with the best marks. And if you want to, like, see, once you wrote the exam and you got a score for like the 10 points. Okay, and with that you can submit your EOI for the PR. After that you can try again, and if your score is improving and if you are getting that superior English score, that is 20 points, you can change it. You can change it in your EOI. Okay, you can always try for the best results. That's what people do sometimes. Yes, okay. Yes, if you have a better score means it will boost the timing. So if you have a better score, like if you have 20 points means your score has already improved by 10 points compared to the other. So it will improve your chances of getting your visa, the chances of getting your invitation. Okay. So always aim for the best result, 20 points. But with 10 points and also no points also, you can submit your EOI and later also you can improve your score and submit it. Okay. Anything
Anything
else?
else, guys?
Can we wind up? Anything else? I think that's it.
Okay, I think it's the time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Winnie. Thank you for this wonderful session. You guys
Okay.
can also rate the session on one of our admin page. You can directly contact our admin team and they will guide you. Thank you. Thank you so much.